To really understand where Detroit is going, we have to take a moment and be honest about where we've been. Hey family, it's Monife, your Detroit neighborhood expert and storyteller. Today, I want to talk with you about a part of Detroit that many people have heard about, but not everyone fully understands. Black Bottom and Paradise Valley, and why the conversation around removing I-375 matters so much right now. This isn't just history. It's about people, places, and how the past still shapes our present. Black Bottom was a neighborhood on Detroit's Near East Side, named for its rich, dark soil left behind by an ancient riverbed. But what made it special had nothing to do with the ground. It had everything to do with the people. By the early to mid 1900s, Black Bottom and the neighboring Paradise Valley had become the heart of Black life in Detroit. Because of segregation and restrictive housing policies, Black Detroiters were largely limited to this area, and instead of shrinking, the community thrived. This was a place filled with Black-owned businesses, doctors, lawyers, and entrepreneurs, had churches, social clubs, and newspapers, music life, nightlife, and a culture that drew national attention. Paradise Valley in particular was alive day and night. Legendary musicians like Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington performed there. Families built lives there. People just didn't live in Black Bottom, they belonged to it. It was community, it was pride, it was opportunity, created even under constraint. After World War II, cities across the country, including Detroit, began using the term urban renewal. On paper, it sounded like progress. But in practice, urban renewal often meant labeling Black neighborhoods as blighted and clearing them for redevelopment instead of investing in the people already there. Black Bottom was targeted not because it lacked value, but because its residents lacked political power. Federal programs in the 1940s and 1950s made funding available for highways and redevelopment. And planners decided that the land close to downtown will be better used for traffic flow and new development than for the community that already existed there. So instead of repair, the city chose removal. Thousands of families were displaced. Most of the residents were renters, and many received little support in finding new housing. Businesses that had taken generations to build disappeared almost overnight. Networks of support, neighbors, churches, and customers were broken apart. And what replaced it? Large-scale developments, and eventually Interstate 375, a freeway trench that physically cut through where Black Bottom and Paradise Valley once stood. For Detroiters, I-375 became more than a road. It became a symbol of what was taken. I-375 is one of the shortest interstates in the country, designed to move traffic quickly into downtown. But in doing so, it created a physical and an emotional divide. Where there were once walkable streets and connected neighborhoods, there was now a barrier. And people who paid the price were largely those who had already lost their homes. This wasn't just a Detroit story, it was a Detroit wound. Today, Detroit has an opportunity to do something different. The plan to remove I-375 and replace it with a street-level boulevard is part of a larger effort called the Reconnecting Communities Project. Instead of a sunken freeway, the vision includes a safer, walkable boulevard, bike lanes, improved transit access, new development opportunities in roughly 30 acres of reclaimed land, better connections between downtown, Eastern Market, and the surrounding neighborhoods. Just as important, there's an intention not just to rebuild land, but to acknowledge the history. This project won't bring back Black Bottom exactly as it was, but it can restore connection. It can honor a memory, and it can open the door for development that centers people, not just movement. This isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about saying, we now know better. Detroit has a chance to align growth with respect to building forward without erasing what came before. And that matters not just for downtown, but for the soul of the city. Detroit's story is layered, and where we go next matters, just as much as where we've been. If you care about this city, its history, and its future, this is a conversation worth continuing. I am Monife with the MK Realty Group, and this is In Detroit with MK.